So King Von's sister came out with something interesting, and she basically said this. King Von's sister Kayla is confident that Lil Durk won't snitch in his M for hire case. That's not in our Chicago blood, what she wrote right here. He definitely won't snitch. That's not in our Chicago blood. But darling, they basically saying the way that he was caught was because of snitches. So how the heck you gonna say that one? These are people in his crew, because I was gonna think about FBI Butters, Dirty Man, that's like 50 years old, and a whole slew of other individuals. And then, they try to lie on Dirk and said that he was telling, even though he didn't tell on King Von. So I'm just wondering, what Chicago blood you talking about? Every city, every hood got snitches. It just is what it is. It's the code of the streets. You do your time, but expect somebody to rat. That's just what it is. About 10 people solid, the 11th person ain't. But you know what? Let's get right back into it. And the reason why she's saying that was because yesterday this girl went viral for saying this.
When Dirk come home and they say he snitched, look, I don't give a let that man out that cell. Tell on anybody you need to. For real. Because at this point, we don't even know more. That snitcher shit, we don't even give no more. They need, let that man snitch so he can get up out of jail, because we need Dirk back on the mother streets. On Dirk.
Listen, it all sounds good. It all sounds great. It all sounds like something that everybody who's in a terrible, messed up position, because it's like this. The rumors. But y'all got to remember, we once seen a page with Lil Durk basically saying he ain't about to tell. He did something as a shorty, like they say out there in Chicago, as a shorty that, we're just going to be fair. Basically, bro, he ain't been to fold. Look. So what you're looking at is a partial excerpt from a police report. All right. And basically the weapon selection is a Glock 17 semi-auto 9mm with a listed serial and inventory number, which means they got it. Then the interview section is name listed as Banks Durk. Y'all know who that is. Lil Durk. Born 1992, Chicago, Illinois. Now, in the next slide, I'm going to mess it up, and I'm going to say that he was a shorty. He was a youngin', but Durk actually was freaking 20 years old when this happened. So, Miranda rights note, it states that the officer read the Miranda warning. The offender, refused to cooperate and requested an attorney. And then the interview was then terminated, which means bare minimum, he didn't talk. Now, they saying that Lil Durk just manned up and took the gun for his homeboy or cousin or whatever the hell it is. And then this is June the 5th, 2013 at 8:15. So, that's refusing to talk right there. So I know there's some individuals right now that's thinking, you know what, you could try to spin it as best you can. So it is what it is, but nah. And so since y'all know that basically it's June 5th, 2013, basically that means that it would have happened when Durk was 20, because Durk's birthday is October the 19th, which is insane, because at the same time of that, he'll actually be going through his doggone chart. He'll be going through his freaking M for hire trial, because I can only say it one time. So he wasn't even 21 years old, but still holding it solid, bro. But let's get back into it. So let's say Durk does plead out. That would mean Durk accepted his fate. You got to remember, Durk is looking at getting X'd out by the feds. Just is what it is. The feds still have death penalty on the table. So there's a article that basically talks about how under Trump's first administration had the most executions. So that basically means the feds are still whacking people. Now, here's the crazier part. The three cases that I found, there's Cornelius Green, Elmayo Zambada, Salvador Guzman, right? Cornelius Green is a school principal. He was the mastermind. He had a pregnant partner, and life in prison, avoided death penalty. With Elmayo Zambada, cartel boss, violent leader, and guilty, life in prison, no death penalty. Salvador Guzman, cartel associate / organizer, and same thing. So, yeah, you might as well fight. Might as well. because there's no plea deal. He gets a 5K1. All right, let's say he gets a 5K1. They put 0.1, so 5K1.1, right? If he gets a 5K1.1, he's essentially gonna have to tell on a whole lot of people. Lil Durk will become bigger than the Dusty dude in the freaking whatever the heck he wear. That's how that works. Durk can't tell on anybody unless he tells on everybody, not just the people in his gang, which means that he has to have prior knowledge of all of this stuff. So that would be like what's my guy that's down there in Arizona, the mafia boss? Golly, it's gonna escape me. Anyways, there's a mafia boss who's in Arizona. I can't think of his name right now. So if you know it, drop it in the comments. Where he basically said he was involved in 19 murders. Basically, like, oh, he allegedly had that many bodies, and now he's free. That name is escaping the hell out of me, bro. I feel like, hey Siri, who is the mafia guy who murdered 19 people?
Okay, I found this in the web for who's the mafia guy who murdered 19 people. Check it out.
Sammy the Bull. God dang it. Hot dang it in 2 skips. Sammy the freaking Bull. How did I forget that? Anyways, so yeah, he could do something like Sammy the Bull, where basically you got to get in there and you got to tell about a whole lot. You got to bring down a whole bunch of people, a whole bevy of people. And once you do that, then you're good to go. But if you don't do that, then basically it's all the way over. Now, because we know basically, or can assume that basically Lil Durk ain't gonna tell, it's really on the people that's around him to be convincing. You see, we used to believe up until the assassination of Young Dolph, because I don't want to say the M word twice. We used to believe up until the assassination of Young Dolph that if one of the shooters basically said this person did this and this person did that, all good to go. But we just found out with Hernandez Govan, when you assume that somebody can take the stand, bruh, that might mess around and get them up out of there. Now, here's the main issue at hand. And I'm just going to be fair, square, obvious, and honest. They're going to have to try to flip the person lowest on the totem pole. Whoever that may be. I don't know. Whoever is the lowest person on the totem pole, that's exactly who the heck they need to flip. Because at the end of the day, that's the only person that would be going home. There's nobody who's snitching on this stuff, getting people life just so he can get life. What type of deal is that, bro? Like, honestly, what freaking type of deal is that? Where I say, just don't kill me in 40 years. Durk's already 30, so 70. What is he trying to live to be 100 in the feds? Just asking. It basically would be that, because honestly, you don't have anything else. You don't. So I know people like to believe these things about, oh man, just snitch, just tell, just snitch, just tell. But honestly, it's not that simple, because you had to say what you did. And we remember the acronym, sorry, N-word, I'm trying to come home. So, yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see Durk snitching unless he just says, I don't want to die in the pen, and I would rather just go ahead and do that and then watch my great-grandkids. I don't know, man. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, what do y'all think? Like, honestly, what do y'all think? Y'all think Lil Durk would even tell? Because y'all got to remember, he's pegged as the person putting it all together. He's pegged as that. He's the enticer. I don't know. I don't think people understand how this crap goes. It's like, no, you're not. I don't know, bro.